had vertigo, so I hate heights. So.
You hate heights?
Yeah. My parents always say you need to have a job, a safe job, you need to work and stuff like that. So I always stay in my head, safe, 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 safe.
Sébastien Foucan.
Sébastien Foucan is a French freerunner, actor, known for Casino Royale, The Tournament, and Twist.
He is the founder of free running and considered an early developer of parkour.
So we had this opportunity with, we're living in this earth. It's a channel. So I'm passing to you, you passing to someone. And indirectly, Jackie Chan passed something to us because we were younger. So we watch a movie. So he put something in my head. But when we were doing it, we were not thinking of Jackie Chan. So from this angle, from this horizontal view, exactly as you can do in your life, the first thing is the why. Why am I here? Did I choose? Do I do it for the Instagram?
Sebastian, I'm glad that we have had a chance to catch up because I get quite starstruck and been wanting to see you ever since I saw you in Casino Royale. I'd like to take you all the way back to where it all began. And I'm probably going to get the French pronunciation wrong, but you grew up in the city of Lys. Take us back then. How did it all begin? Check 1, 2. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Yeah, so I grew up in France. As you can hear my accent, my lovely accent. In a town called Lys. It's in a suburb of Paris. Probably like 30, 40-minute by car down the south. I've got 4 brothers, 1 sister. Okay, but but the 2 of them are younger. So when I grew up, I had I was 3 brothers, 2 older, 1 younger. So I'm kind of in the middle, somewhere in the middle. What can I say about my youth? I didn't grow up like very physical, very strong. As you can see, I'm not very tall. Okay, so voila. So sometimes people see me on the screen and say, "Oh my God, he's big." Oh, that's him. Yeah.
I think it's called petite, right?
Oui, petit.
It's fashionable.
Voila. But really also I grew up with fear because people may think I'm a fearless person, which I've got less fear now. But when I grew up, I was with a lot of fear. My town, Lys, was not urban. It was a mix between urban and nature. So because now with the cliches like, oh yeah, the big building and stuff like that, but in reality where I grew up, there is a lot of grass, a very grassy area, and a lot of kind of middle class kind of style, if I say that like this.
So how did you get into parkour? Because if I'm not mistaken, you, David Bell,
yeah,
it kind of started, you pioneered the activity, the form, the sport.
Yes.
And like, when I was growing up, trying to jump off chairs and benches, my dad would give me a slap and say, behave and sit down, stop breaking a leg. You know, I haven't got time to take you to the hospital. How did you get into that?
I've got a culture of sport. My dad wanted me to be a football player. And then after we turned into track and field athletics. So I've got a strong background with athletics. My brother did the Olympic. He did the world champion also. He's been French record man for years.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something people didn't know, but yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, a cultural sport. But outside, I was very bad at school. But outside, that was kind of my place. Okay. And that's where I met David. But what is important to know is it's a mindset. My mindset when I was young, I was watching maybe too much martial art movie, but I was really looking for a master. I was really believing like in the mist, there is someone somewhere who's got the knowledge that he's going to give it to you. And then because in my culture, late 80s, it was all about like this kind of movie. And it's all about training. So I really believe that. Who knows? I maybe send a message to the universe. I met this guy, David, because Lys is a very small town. And David was in the same school as my brother, called David also. Okay. And I say, hey, I know your brother. I say, oh, yeah, good. And then we start to chit-chat. And then he talked to me about his dad. And he say about the story about his dad. And the story of his dad, sounds like a little bit me. I was really into Bruce Lee. So the way he's talking about his dad is, or maybe he talked a little bit too much, but it was like, yeah, my dad did this. He saved people and he climbed this. And I was like, oh, really? Is he still alive? Yeah. So you see, my brain starts saying, oh, I need to meet that person because maybe he's got the knowledge. Okay. That's why I get close to David. And then, and he's not only David, but we had a kind of a group of guys. We were all into a culture of training. But when I was with David and his dad, we went into this kind of, he went to a military training called a natural method, the George Herbert. Okay, no time to explain, but anyway.
So that was a military style training that his father had implemented.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to encompass physical strength, athleticism, and also one thing I liked when I read about this, he also wanted them to look cool at the same time.
Not us.
Not you? Okay.
No, because this is our era was literally we have no fun. There is no Instagram, nothing. There's no YouTube. Nothing existed. We didn't have like camera to film everything. So we were more like the Goonies or
the Goombox,
the Dead Poet Society.
Dead Poet Society.
That's exactly that. It was more secretive. So I felt like the power was more like when you go to school, you feel like more like Peter Parker. You got a superpower, but you don't show it. Okay. So with my friend, we go outside. We were just practicing our stuff, like training and stuff. But when you go to school, just like stay nice and easy. It was not showing off. Okay. So did I answer to the question?
Yeah. So you met up with David. Who? Yeah. So was it David? Your Mr. Miyagi?
No. His dad.
His dad.
Oh yeah. For me, the story is his dad. Yeah, it's like crazy story. Anyway, so for me it was like I need to meet your dad, but David was doing like crazy stuff. Me, I had vertigo, so I hate height. So for me it's just like, so
you hate heights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like heights.
I didn't see the fear in that Bond scene.
That's another. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. That's definitely if I have to choose to stay low and to go high, I definitely stay low. Okay. And so David was the one who was doing his stuff. And for me, I was like, I want just to have friends, but cool friends, you know. And then what we were doing was cooler than anything else, you know. Not playing basketball, not playing football. That was my thing. You see, I go with my friend, and this is it. And then that's it. David had this kind of level, like really a high level. But he was driven because he didn't grow up with his dad, and he wanted to do some things that, in the eyes of his dad, it can be recognized. Which for me, I was like, I've got my brother, my dad, everything. So everything is quite okay. So I didn't have that drive.
So then how did you go from there? Talk me through how it started with you and David training and some of your other friends training. And then it becomes a bit more formal, the organization, like there becomes more of you. And
yeah. Lys is a very small town. So now, if I explain, I will explain also the difference between parkour and free running and all this stuff. Okay. So if I explain, we were a group of friends before there was name and before there is like, I was here first. There was nothing like that before. Okay. So there is another group called Yamakasi, where they did a movie. Okay. They grew up in the same place. Two of them particularly. Okay. The oldest, they were kind of the same city. So we knew each other. They knew my brother and stuff like that. So we kind of, like I say, it's a culture of training. But David had a seed based with his dad, with the parkour things. There was a time when it was blended, so we all practiced this kind of activity. But to a point where one of the mom of our friend, Charles, particularly, say like, okay, I know you see your friend, I don't know what you're doing, but now you better stop because you better go and find a job now because I don't know your thing. Doesn't make sense. Either you do something with your friends or you go find a job. Then he came to us, he said, hey guys, I'm in trouble. My mom doesn't want us to follow. I said, okay, what should we do? Let's create a group. That's the beginning of the group called Yamakasi. So we created this group, Yamakasi. Then this stuff went, someone take a tape. The brother of David take a tape to Channel 2. He's just been bold, no appointment. Said, you need to see that.
Channel 2 in France?
In France, yeah.
Okay. Is that a national channel?
Yeah. That's the starting point. That's where the ball starts. Because people say, what is that? Like, wow, it's crazy. And then he put us on the map, but also he split the group. It just the whole group exploded at this point.
Would you like to talk about the split?
Yeah. David wanted to do movie. It was more like solo. He wanted to do his own stuff because for him, it's I need to do something. It's a legacy of my dad and stuff like that. The others are like, no, we are a group. We stay as a group. So they already have some a clash. David was my best friend in the beginning, so there was an issue. But for me, I wanted to teach. My parents always say you need to have a job, a safe job, you need to work and stuff like that. So I always stay in my head, safe. I don't know what you're doing, guys. So we had this opportunity with, how do you call that? A show, Notre Dame de Paris.
Okay.
I don't know if it's famous or not. But in France, it was pretty famous. Luc Plamondon, which is a musical show. Musical show? They call it like that?
Yeah, like a musical.
Like a musical called Notre Dame de Paris.
Okay.
And they cast us. They say, oh, we want to do something with you guys. Me, I say, guys, I don't feel it. I want to study. I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach. David wanted to do a movie. The guy say, this is an opportunity, we take it. So the guy did this. They go with Plamondon. I will try to go fast forward. They went with Plamondon. They do this with it. Luc Besson was friend with Plamondon.
Okay.
So these guys doing this stuff.
Luc Besson, the director?
Yeah, the director. Mm-hmm. So those guys, he say, oh, I want those guys. Get those guys for the first time on TV, on film, for the movie Taxi. I don't know if you heard of this movie called Taxi. And they play the ninja. That's the first appearance of parkour from the scene.
In cinema.
Aside of Jackie Chan and those people which I revered, but we can talk about that. But yeah, for my group, that's the first things. Then from the ninja into the movie Taxi, he said, we're going to do a movie with you, which is called Yamakasi. They did the movie Yamakasi.
Okay.
Now, fast forward, if you think about David who wanted to be in a movie, now there is a clash because David say, I want to be part of it. Yeah, but you didn't want to be with us before. So it's a bit like now I'm telling a little bit about the politics, but that's the real story. They had a clash between them, and I heard from the side, say, guys, I have no part, I want no part with that. That's where the split started. David did parkour, the other guy did Yamakasi, which they use art du déplacement, but I'm the one who bring the word art du déplacement. The art of déplacement. Because I'm an artist, I paint and I draw, so for me, I like the word Yamakasi, but I wanted to, what I do for me is an art form, and I wanted to leave something like this.
Legacy.
Yeah, I don't know, it's not even a legacy. It's not for me, I just wanted to show people like, there is more into it, the philosophy. That's where the split with the others. Like you can see my old persona compared to this is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And I did my own journey. Yeah. Voilà.
So is that where the split between parkour and free running plays?
No, wow. Split between the group. Then after I had a split with David, me and David, we split.
Okay.
Because when we did, there is a time where the Yamakasi, they were doing that stuff. And me, I was living my life, having a job. And sometimes David is my friend. I see David. And then one day they contacted me to do, it was a show in Germany.
Okay.
So I did a show in Germany because they want me for creativity, choreography. So I did this. And then I was on board with them until we did the, how do you say that? TV program, like it was for Channel 1.
Okay.
So it was like kind of it's not a documentary, but it's a TV program, portray what we do. And in this program, they portray David in a way that I didn't like. That's where we split.
Okay.
Because they put him on the map. Like I have no problem at this time. I can talk because I talk about the fear, and it would be interesting also to talk about the inferiority complex and the imposter syndrome, which I had for a long time. So I was very happy to be in the back. You can be like the superstar, I have no problem, but at least I want you to tell the truth. In this thing, they didn't tell the truth. They portrayed David with his brother, which never came before. He was not there. And then they're like, this is the story of him and his dad and stuff like that, and with his brother.
And you were discounted completely.
Oh, yeah, that hurts me. And then for me, I said, oh, okay, I got it now. I learned the lesson. See, my best friend. That's my best friend. And I see that. And that's where we split.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You mentioned briefly Jackie Chan, martial arts.
Yep.
And I know, like, so we kind of grew up in the same kind of era, the films of the 80s and the 90s, and I'm assuming that these films were hugely influential into the way that you choreographed your movements and the fact that you wanted to become free with movement.
For me, I use that because I want people to understand, like, it's not about us. I think we're living in this on Earth. It's a channel. It's I'm passing to you, you're passing to someone, you're passing to someone. And indirectly, Jackie Chan passed something to us because we were younger. So we watch a movie, so he put something in my head. But when we were doing it, we were not thinking of Jackie Chan. You see, I was talking about David's father, what he's doing. Yeah. However, influenced me, as well as the superhero, as well as the Japanese anime and stuff like that, Dragon Ball and stuff like that. For me, all this influenced me. Star Wars influenced me greatly. People will see Master Yoda as a puppet. For me, when I was a kid, no, it's a real thing. Like, the Force exists. That was my mindset. So that's my culture. That's what influences me. And yeah.
So Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee
is the right answer. Moving swiftly on.
By far. Yeah.
You've mentioned fear.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pleased to say that I've taken a number of parkour lessons myself. My body cracked and ached after every single one. And I have my parkour instructor over here to thank me for that. Leon Lawrence, thank you very much. Fear. I have a healthy fear of heights, I like to call it. What are the steps that you take, sir? You said you have vertigo. What are the steps that you take to overcome that fear?
That's what I do also in my speech as a keynote. So for me, it's very simple. It works with you need to accustom with.
Okay, you
need
to accustom, okay.
Always. And where I grew up with my friend, it was more like, they call it breaking the jump. You have to break the jump. So you stay and you force it. Which for me, in my method, I call it horsemanship. I create my own words. You see that?
Horsemanship.
Horse. You see? Yeah. And manship.
Horsemanship.
So that's me. I created like this because I watch so many movies and stuff. I'm influenced with a lot of stuff. There is this movie with the horse whisperer. Have you seen with Robert Redford?
I've heard of it, yes, sir.
Yeah. So what they do, a long time ago, this guy, Monty Roberts, sorry, now I'm going to go far, but this is life. There is a guy called Monty Roberts. His dad was very famous. He had a business with horses. So you have a Mustang, something like a really wide horse. He bring the horse, and people bring the horse to him, and he break the horse. That's how they call it. So he literally do something and then force him to listen.
Okay.
Monty Roberts, the guy, the Robert Redford play, when he was young, he didn't like that because he loved the horse and he just was, that hurts me to see that. So he went to see and observe the horses and say, wow, that's not the way to do. And he's, because they heard and the way how they communicate, what they do, they put you aside. Let's say you don't listen, I turn my back to you. And for them, it means death. Like for a horse, turn your back, it means death. You want to be with your people. You don't want to be aside. Okay. So he start to notice all this stuff. I think he called it equus or something like that. Okay. Anyway, fast forward because I can. You're
good.
It was a genius like this because he watched it and he said, "Oh my God." Basically, there is a communication here. So he start to understand the communication, and he say, basically, you know how do you call it, saddle? The stuff you put on.
Yeah. Oh, saddle.
I'm getting good in English.
You're doing well.
Yeah. So he goes in the saddle. He say, "I'm going to put the saddle on the back of the thing, but I will not force it. It was dangerous. He could die. He just said, I'm going to turn my back. Turn his back. The horse just flip by. And it's communication. Communicate with it. And that's my technique I call waving. I say, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to do the same because my body is like a horse. Because this time I want to do a jump, and I'm sure a lot of people have that when they've got fear. You feel like you want to jump. It's oh my God. I'm glad I didn't jump because probably half in the middle I will stop and I will fall. My friend didn't have that. He just make this cross and his jump. For me, I can't do that. I said, come on, you can do it. I say, you don't know me. I know me. I'm going to jump and right in the middle. It did happen in Paris. We had a river, okay? There was girls around. And then they all jump. Doesn't help. Run, they jump over, and they say, come on, Seb, you can do it. No, I don't want to do it. Come on. And then it was, come on. Guess what? I say, okay, I'm going to do it. I start to run. Right in the middle, I stop.
Change your mind?
In the water. Poof, completely wet. So just to tell you, this is
it's real.
Yeah, it's real. It's a particularity we have as a human being. It's just like you can stop in the middle. Once I start to do that, I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to start to work with it. So what I call waving is like I do a little bit. So if it's something really high, I go as high as I feel comfortable. So I climb up. It's good. That's it. But I never force it. I just go and I work with my horse. If my horse doesn't want to do it, we're not doing it. And then I wave. So one day I go high. It's like, it's too much. I go down. And then I go like this, like a wave. And I go wave. And I go wave. And I go wave. And then that's kind of to summarize how I practice usually.
It's like a mix of micro progressions with like systematic desensitization, slowly getting yourself to that point.
Someone is afraid of water, say, okay, come. First, you need to make this person very comfortable with you. I'm not an idiot. I won't push you. You can trust me. We built a trust together. Now, could you just get water here? Pure honesty. Yes, I think I can. Let's do that. Yeah, but, and then fears kick in. Yeah, but I know where you want to go. You want me to go over there and then swim. Shh. This is not what we're talking about. Just this. Could you just do that? Yeah. Then we do this maybe all year if you want. But once it becomes boring, by yourself, with your horse, the communication natural, say, I can go there. And I can go there. And I can go there. But I'm not forcing it. You have to wave it to it. So, oh, no, it's too much. Oh, yeah, it's too much. Same with everything.
I think that's really insight because we look at you and people who do the same art and it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
And we wouldn't expect you to have any kind of fear.
All right, tell me about that.
But I guess it's everything's a training in progress, isn't it? It's work in progress in that sense.
Yeah, and I had to learn like kind of fast forward because people didn't know. My friend know it. David knew and all this stuff because they see me. Dame du Lac is probably it's a sculpture, but it's a structure, a climbing structure, like from a triangle, where you can climb basically. But we used to go there, climb without any ropes. Okay, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm staying down. I'm staying like here. If anything happen, I'm very good at calling the ambulance. This is what I can do. I can call the ambulance. I'm very good at this. So for me, I always stay low. I never climb. But going on top is like you're getting Excalibur. The guy who goes on top is like, oh, he's the guy. So David, Jan, all the guys, they're climbing. Me, I'm not doing that because I didn't have I knew it's like I'm gonna freeze. I won't be able to know how to go down. So we have this structure 50 meters high to go through. Why did I say that? Why did I mention the structure? I forgot.
We were talking about micro progressions and systematic desensitization. The fact that you have fear and how to conquer your own fear.
But for me, I had my back against the wall because, as you can imagine, once we start to have fame, once you start to be on the map, now, of course, you can stay on the bottom. But when you've got a group, now they become the group and stuff like that. Now you have to keep up with the group. So, hey, super cool. We want to see all of you on top of this.
There are expectations, right, from other people.
All my life has been a succession of expectation from the TV program to the continuity to the split with my friend. Then I have to take a little bit of a leadership. I become the person, the forefront of Jump London. So I do a documentary called Jump London. So now in Jump London, I'm looking, I can express myself there. Say, how about there? How about there? So, okay, the director view, perspective is looking up. I'm looking there. So I had to learn along the way, say, oh my God, okay, maybe. So how about you jump a Cardiff rooftop? That was not my idea, jumping the rooftop of Cardiff. That was their idea. But obviously, because I was at this period, particularly Jump London, that was the period where I was testing my theory and my everything I explained to you. That was the perfect moment. Okay,
your own philosophy.
My own philosophy is you knowing like you're scared of heights and stuff like that, knowing like you can jump and stop in the middle of stuff. Here is the roof. The roof open like that. It's probably, I don't know, 100 meters really high.
Yeah, I'm scared already,
man. And then for me, the guy was looking. I remember the stunt coordinator was looking down, say, hey, I put a mat for you. And then he say, it may save your life. I was like, or whatever. So I was not listening to him. I was prepared because as soon as I said, "Do you want to do that?" Yeah, I'm going to do this. I was already on it. I prepare myself for this exactly like I explained to you. I find a place similar, kind of the same thing. Get in my visualization projection. Put everything, the camera, the pressure, even worse, like it's raining and stuff like that. Put everything and repeat and repeat and repeat. Yeah, and wave until we come to the point where I have to do it. And me, 1, 2, yeah. And for me, I had my why because everything you do, fear is interesting because fear is your companion forever. Even if you think you beat it, it will always come back. For example, at some point I beat my fear, but then I've got my daughters, then I've got new fear because I say, now I won't hurt myself because I'm responsible for them. So fear always come back, You find the way, okay? But, so for me, fear is also, it's a point of view. It's like, it's a point of view, I can explain that.
We're going to talk very quickly about two large moments that you've shared. I'd like you to talk about that Bond scene, if you could summarize how you got into it.
Summarize, okay.
If possible.
Yeah.
And, what was it like for yourself to be on a set like that and working with a team like that?
Yeah. This idea of fake it to make it?
Yep.
I think there is a succession of that in my life, from Jump London to this, but you build confidence along the way. But when I met Barbara Broccoli because you always expect, okay, I did this, but that's enough. I did Cardiff, done. Okay, I'm going to stay low. I received this mysterious email, we want you to come in Pinewood Studio. What is Pinewood? I don't know. I come from France, I arrive in Pinewood Studio. My friends say, what is it for? Very secretive. All the big projects are very secretive, always. Walk this long corridor, you see all the wallpaper with all the James Bond girl and all the Bond and all the villain. And then my friends say, I think it's to work on James Bond. I said, nah. Inferiority complex, Nah, it's not James Bond. Then I met the producer, which I didn't know who she was. Even her name is very famous. She's very famous now, I know. At this time, I don't know. I say, oh yeah, chit-chat. I say, we want you to be in the next James Bond movie. I say, okay. Yeah. I say, and by the way, are you afraid of height?
Not you.
She showed me a model of the girder and all the crane and all the cars installed. I was like, I look at her and said, no, it's fine. Do you think you can, I remember, do you think you can do something else? Yeah. I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue what I'm going to do. But I learned with my friend, with my journey, I learned embrace challenge. I always say that if you overcome, you become. If you overcome, you become. So for me, even while you say that, I will figure it out. You say to me, yeah, no worries. I'm going to work hard, but I'm going to figure it out.
And I, for one, am very grateful that you did. And anyone who's seen the actual scene, you'll see that he does wonderfully, and Daniel Craig fails miserably. Yeah, it was nice to see him get hurt right after yourself. You touched on, I know you and I have spoken previously. I'd like you to share, if you will, the Madonna story, because I think, tell the story if you don't mind.
Okay, so before Bond, before Bond, I've been contacted secretively by someone who say, a famous singer want to meet me. Okay, who's it? M want to work with you. Who is M?
James Bond. M.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it was not James Bond.
The other M.
Yeah. It was Madonna. So I surprised myself, travel from France to London, go to a house, and then who's opened the door is Madonna. And then, oh, wow. So I saw Madonna. You see, in my head, I remember when I was a kid, La Isla Bonita, For me, it's like, whoa.
I'm surprised she opened her own door, actually. Very good.
Yeah. Is they open? Yeah. It's just like, you knock, you wait, you say, who is it? And then after, open. And I saw her, she's coming. And then I saw Guy Ritchie. She was with Guy Ritchie at this time. I saw her son, Rocco. Well, anyway, I can go far. But you see, but in my brain, it's like you have to get your mind. No, she's talking to you now. Listen. So she invited me in her house. I'm in her house watching everything, and because my brain, I'm processing stuff super quick. So I saw, I think she had a Picasso And in my head, is that the real one? Is that the real? But she's talking to me. But for me, is it the Picasso? Because I'm an artist, so for me, everything I see is just like. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, and then she said, "What are you saying?" And I was like, "Oh, my life is crazy." And she said to me, "What should I say then?" I was like, "Okay, great." But basically, then she said, "I'm not sorry." See, my bad. It's been a long time. The first time I worked with her, it was for a video clip, Hung Up. She contacted me, and I work on a video clip. So I met her on the studio with the dancer. Sorry, fast forward. With the dancer in the studio. That was the first one. Then she was there. I didn't even notice her. I was watching like this. She was rehearsing me with everyone. And then I shake her hand, like strong hand. I was like, okay, hi, how are you? That's where I started to work with her on Hang Up. And I thought this is it. I do this clip and done. Then she contacted me again.
That was after Bond, right?
No, that was before Bond.
Before Bond, okay.
Before Bond.
No,
For me,
the next time that she contacted you, was that after Bond or before Bond?
all this was before.
Or before Bond?
All before.
Or before Bond, okay.
Yeah, contacted before Bond. Okay, she contacted me before Bond. I try to be very accurate with this. I did Hang Up. Then after she contacted me, then I had the call for James Bond.
Yep.
Okay. Now I knew I will do James Bond. Okay. Then she contacted me and she said, "I want you to be on tour with me for 6 months with me." I say, "Okay, good." So I knew what I was doing James Bond. I'm going to be 6 months on tour with Madonna. Now the story. Now the story is everything goes well. I do the things with James Bond. I'm very, very tired. We're in Bahamas, and I received this phone call. Madonna's gonna call you. Get ready. Okay, she's gonna call me. So I get her on the phone and say, okay, now listen to me now. Everyone is saying to me, this won't work. This is crazy. Something's gonna happen. I need your word that it's going to work. And I said, okay, yeah, it's gonna work. Yep. So I give my word. 1 week after that, what I'm doing after James Bond, I finished James Bond, okay. I arrive with the guy, they already do the rehearsal, intense. I'm a bit tired, I didn't have rest. 1 week, I do a handstand, and I fall, and I broke my wrist.
Ouch.
I give my word.
So obviously you quit, right? You took some rest. No,
I didn't.
Okay.
Because that's the training with my friends. All the training we've done just kick in right there. People say, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" I say, "I'm just going to do it." So if you see the video, you see me with a bandage. It's because I've got a broken wrist. So I did the 6 months with a broken wrist on tour. So yeah, that was not something I would recommend because I damaged my wrist. I started to have a necrosis, so my bones start to die.
Wow.
It's near because I say, okay, I go on tour, but did I say every week or no? I think every month I want to have an appointment with a doctor to see the state of my wrist. But every time I was performing every day, I can hear my bone, something like that. So, but for me, it's
my body now, man. But yeah.
And then near the end, I felt like, hey, you know what? I feel good now. I feel better.
Okay.
I go to see the doctor. He look at me, say, I can see his face. It's like I can see it's not good. And I see the X-ray. Say, you see this part here? That normally all this is bone. If this is like all this, it's an empty space.
Wow.
I say, what is it? I say, because your bone is dying. That's why I didn't feel anything, because now there is no more friction now, because the bone is start to die. It's necrosis. I say, it's not good. It's really, really bad. So I say to him, okay, now I know it's really bad. If I stop now, we were like probably 1 month before we finish. And I say to him, if I stop now, or if I stop 1 month later, does it change anything? He said, not really. I said, okay. I finish the tour and then I go straight into surgery. So that's what happened.
Gosh.
Yeah, that was tough, because after that, after the 9 months, the 3 months James Bond, the 6 months Madonna, I was like a zombie. It took me 2 years to come back. That's why some people say, "Oh yeah, we saw you after Jump London. You were there after James Bond. You were there, but then you disappear." A lot of people say, "Where were you?" was with my family now. It was family thinking, and for me, that's also the seed of my method now. So that's where I decide, okay, I need to rethink my whole way of doing things more holistically and everything. I was already there before with the martial art, but this really like really put the stamp, like this is it now.
So could you tell us more about that philosophy? I mean, I love the way that things have evolved from what you started to what you are now.
Yeah.
Also, we're both above 21 years old.
Yeah.
You slightly more than I am, but obviously much better looking.
22.
Yes, 20. Thank you. You can't keep jumping the way you do.
Exactly. So I realized
going to pay.
Yes.
You're going to pay a price, right?
Yes. I knew that. Also, as I say, I've got a background with sport. If you look at any sport, even the great guys by the age of 32, 35, it's good. It's good career. He's retired.
Yep.
But when is they retire, often ligament stuff, there is a lot of surgery happen. That's the reality, the data of sport. For me, say, I don't have to follow that. We don't have competition. I don't have this calendar. So why do I follow this? Parkour, some people jump from January to December. Don't have to follow that. With the equus, listen to the horse. I say, hey, we should listen to nature. Start to dig more into this. Shiatsu, acupuncture, you name it. Like literally everything I can find. Ayurveda, all this. I pick up everything. I say, okay, this. Okay, that's okay. That's interesting. Oh, they do this. There is element and stuff like that. So, and then animal listen to nature. Oh, they follow the season. Why don't we follow the season? So I say, I'm going to follow the season. So that's why in my method now I follow the season. So I say I've got awakening spring, expressing summer, smooth autumn, sanctuary winter.
What was the winter one?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary for winter. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
see, I follow the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's stuff I do by myself. I still, one day I will advertise and stuff like that, but this is something I like as a pioneer, is to pioneer the stuff. Not to say, yeah, I'm because we say all the time, he's the founder. It's great, but I prefer to be a pioneer, someone who's doing something, who's cooking and stuff. That's what I do. So I've got this, I've got also a map. So I've got a cartography of who we are. So we've got edge of roots, edge of fire, edge of water, edge of air, or edge of wind.
And these are what stages of development?
It's a maturity level. It's almost like in Star Wars when you see the Padawan is in the middle, let's just look at him and say, he's not ready. Because there is a maturity level, which you can find in martial art a lot, but you don't have that in parkour. In parkour, it's just like the king is dead, long live the king. It's a new one. So next. It doesn't matter. But there is a lot of great guys in parkour, but they just disappear based on the maturity level, because they're no more fire now. They're water, because basically, to explain, age of roots is you discover a discipline, you know nothing about it, you fell in love with it, you want to know everything to the roots of this stuff. It can be anything, carpenter, mechanic, anything. This is where. Then age of fire, you're kind of a teenager stuff, and say, I'm the one. This is me. You forgot all those people. They know nothing. I'm the one. So age of fire, you can see them. They want to reinvent it. They're the one who push the boundaries. You see, that's what the word about breaking the boundaries, pushing and stuff like that. You learn through that, and then after you enter into age of water, where you try to find a functionality of what you do. Now I've got children say, okay, I do parkour. I still love parkour, but do I really have to be in a rooftop and stuff like that? No, just that is enough. Just that is enough. Okay, I take what is useful, reject what is useless, Bruce Lee, and then this is it, and I incorporate into my own practice. Age of water, age of air is when now you start to realize we don't live forever, and there is the end of this journey. So I have to enjoy what I've got, and I have to learn the art of let it go. And that's my martial arts things I incorporate into my parkour background, and that's my method where I put everything into one, which I satisfied, and also protect my body within this. That's also I say, in the normal society, we revered the top athletes, which we can revere the performance, but the top athletes, they're young. They don't really enter into the real life. They sacrifice their life to perform, but they're not adult. They're not really adult. In my mindset and my perception within my discipline, I revere the people who are 80 years old, 90 years old, 100 years old, who have all their mind, and you can speak with them and they can make joke and they're still there. Because for me, they're like tortoise. You know, I often mention, like, if you look at the massive tortoise, you know, if you look at, this is a prowess, a prouesse, en français on dit, a prowess, maybe? Prowess. It's a feat. It's a proper feat.
Oh, it's paws.
Pros. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yes.
It's feet.
In poise, thank you. Sorry for that. Yeah. Because from the eggs in the beach, it's been eaten by a fox or whatever, and then the bird, okay? Then you manage. You open the eggs and you crawl to get to the beach. In the sand, you've been eaten, like already. Now you manage, you're in the water. Great, you're in the water. Fish take you, okay? Birds takes you. But you can manage because you're small, so you hide yourself, okay? You become bigger. You can't hide yourself. Now bigger fish can eat you. When you see a big one, how old are they?
150, 200 years, something like that.
There we go. 100. That's normally how the society is supposed to see things. We're not supposed to revere the high performance. We're supposed to revere someone who's old, who's been through so many health issue, family problem, whatever, like so many wave of stuff coming at you, and you can smile and laugh. For me, this is it. This within my discipline, even when I walk outside, I look and say, I see masters, like tortoise, exactly the same thing, the portrait, the stuff I show you, this is what I see.
That's a wonderful philosophy.
Thank
sir.
you.
We're running out of time, but very quickly.
Already?
It's
Oh my God.
very, very quick. Very quickly, sir. I know you've moved on to keynote speaking.
Yeah.
I'd like you to tell us how do you communicate everything that you've learned in parkour so that people can implement that into their day-to-day lives? I mean, people who don't move as much as you.
Yeah.
What is your message?
I use analogy a lot, as you can see. I already did it, and I like to put people in my shoes. The beauty with keynote, you don't have to be on a rooftop. I just make you relieve the situation. I can bring you to Cardiff roof and make you feel how is it from different perspective. I can literally take you like a transportation, bring you downstairs and say, you see the person on the floor, they look up and they say, oh my God, he's gonna fall, he's an idiot, oh, he's gonna hurt himself, oh my God. All they see is falling. From their perspective, he's gonna fall, this is dangerous. I can see the scale of it, I can see all the stuff, this is dangerous, it's scary. From people who does parkour, when we're up from this horizontal view, we don't see down, we don't have to look down, we see just there. And we practice a lot. We know that distance. We rarely do the like a long jump. Mm-hmm. We do our own. We're just like it's easy. Often what we do is easy. So the only thing is the brain's telling you, the fear's telling you a lot of story. So our job as a practitioner is to tell the brain, the horse, it's gonna be all right. It's going to be all right, trust me. But we train. It's not just day one. We've been training. So from this angle, from this horizontal view, as I say, exactly as you can do in your life, the first thing is the why. Why am I here? Did I choose? Do I do it for the Instagram? Or do I have a good reason to do that? Because I can assure you, if I say to you now, you've got children?
Yes.
Okay, now I say you've got your children. Your children is over there. If you don't cross, I'm going to push them, they're going to go down. But if you cross, I leave it to you. It's an imaginary world. It's a stupid story, yep. But you see how much of the stake, yep. How it changed. Yep. This is it. We're not stupid. The horse telling you why are we doing this. But if you bring the right reason, you can do a lot. That's another story. You can meditate and find out. Step one, the why, okay, and the determination. I'm going to do that. Once you got your why, it's already good. Step two is that what is the step? Everything. What is the step for me to go for there? So, okay, I'm going to run like this, put my foot here, take off, and go there. Okay. Now you check, is that grippy or not? So you always look at your step. Any action, what is the action step? Look at the step. I've got my why. I'm going to run. Now momentum. You need to have a momentum. And you look where you go. I want to land. Whatever happened, I'm going to land over there. I'm going to land over there. But I look at my step. Build momentum, full speed. I've got my why. Take off, I'm already over there. This is so minimal. This moment of jump is just like, from people who's watching, in reality, it's so quick. And that's what I do as a speaker. I try to bring you to this, show you what I do, and show you like this is what you can do also within your life. When you make a decision for something, you don't look back. Okay? I want to be a dancer. A classical ballet dancer. Yeah, but that's your perspective from downstairs. You see what I mean?
Yes, I'm with you, absolutely. Sebastian, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Absolutely pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions from the audience?
Otherwise, it's a pizza party.
No one?
I've got one.
Okay.
What's your diet like?
Pizza. No, joke. Fairly simple. I'm very Caribbean. I'm always searching for my food, but in reality, what I do is, how would you say that? Morning like a king, midday like a prince, at night like a monk. That's what I do. Vegetables, pasta, rice, fruit, simple like chicken, like anything. I'm not vegan. Sorry for those who are. I follow no kind of diet. I hate the word diet. To be, if for example, like now we say we got pizza, you will see me eating pizza. See, but for me, it's the same for everything. It's like extreme is the worst. Everything you do extreme is terrible. But the body has the capacity to wash everything out. I'm not saying like you need to do it, but if, for example, we've got McDonald's here, I know it's not the good food, but one McDonald's in 1 year, it will do nothing to the body. You see what I mean? But if now it's become your daily routine, now you put yourself in trouble. So, yeah.
Any other questions?
What's been the lowest moment in your career and how did you overcome it?
The lowest career moment, it was right after Bond. Yeah, right after Bond, because I was broken. Also, I had a problem with a fake agent or people I was with, which made me sign the contract when I broke my arm, my wrist. Because yeah, you need to sign it now because now you broke your wrist if you don't sign it. But anyway, I'd been to that. So and then I start to realize I have no money coming in. So I'm 6 months working with not getting paid. So anyway, so that was the. Yeah. My wife was so much in stress. Anyway, so that was the lowest. How I overcome it? I get back to my roots. That's what people say. My God, why you like? I stay in the park. I had my dog. That was the moment I stay deep with the roots. Stay with my brothers, sisters, and nothing else. Stay in the bubble, positive. Listen to music, watching movie I love, everything, and then you rebuild yourself. You regrow, but. Very important is your environment. Very important. The key, anyone is depressed who doesn't feel good, the key is your environment. Your environment and your circle, the people around you. They will do everything. They can put you low, they can put you up.
Are you writing a book?
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
You were saying that winter is sanctuary, so how's your life going to change in the next couple of months?
Like a bear. I'm going to hibernate. Yeah. Literally almost. Yeah, literally when it's because people talk about procrastination, and for me I always create a word. I call it pro-restination. So it's like the rest of the pro. So there is a moment you can allow yourself to have a rest. So for me, when it's sanctuary, because my tendon and everything, so I allow myself as a pro to rest, and so I can. I don't know, I can go like to see musical, I can watch movie, I can watch Netflix, I can draw, I can paint, I can learn new stuff, dancing, salsa, whatever. Anything like away from the other stuff, but it's like give a rest to your brain. But that's sanctuary because you got time to ground yourself and to get back into, usually it's nothing with impact, less impact as possible.
I think. Anyone
Voilà.
else got any questions?
Oui, Léon.
What kind of legacy would you like to leave for parkour? How can you, how do you want people to remember you? What do you want to leave behind?
Okay. It's funny enough, I think I already left the legacy now. Even like if I disappear now, I think everything is been done. I continue as a pioneer, but in terms of activity, I would say activity is vitality. I think it's been done now because what we do, not only me, but what my friends done, is being shown all around the world in many different material, movie, TV, dance, anything. But more importantly, also the children and the parents now think, oh, my child can do it. It's not something like exclusive, oh, it's dangerous. And for me, the most important is the idea of the playfulness. This is the key, the playfulness aspect.
Lead me on to one more question. So obviously you've seen a lot of changes in parkour since you've been doing it for...
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it for now? When did you start? How many years? Nah, I was on. So,
oh my God.
Where do you see parkour in the next...
I'm 50 years old, 50. I started, I was 16, 16. So 17, 17.
So where do you see parkour in the next 10 years from now? It's changed a lot since then to now. Where do you see the next 10 years?
I don't know. I think there is an aspect where we go to Olympic and competition because of a money aspect and interest of people, obviously. Now it's getting good. It changed culture after culture. You know, it's still going to be the underground culture. I think it will mimic like skateboarding and all this other subculture like BMX and stuff like that. They haven't found the right formula for the sponsor. You know, like all the big sponsors, they haven't found it yet. But this is, I think, because usually we just copycat, I think this is the journey it's going to take. Yeah. Oui.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, you got a question there.
Right.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh. Okay, so, alors, one tips. How many of you go outside in the morning, every morning? Raise your hand. That's great. That's something you should always do. Because one thing also is, because for me, there is performance and there is vitality. And vitality is above performance. This society is driven by performance, but we're supposed to be driven by vitality and life force. Going outside like you do, it's great. Going as much as you want. If you have to go to work and you have only 10 minutes, 10 minutes is good. If you can stay longer, you stay longer. Sometimes I'm in Hampstead Heath, in the tree. I put the music on, and I don't even count the hours because I can sometimes, and I stay. I don't count because we live in society. We need to count the set, the rep, and I don't live like that. I live with feeling. Like I say, if you got, how many of you got dogs or cats? You see, every morning they will go and go in the door and they want to open it naturally. We had COVID, we suffer from COVID, and they say you need to be inside. It's not possible. It's not life force. We're killing ourselves by getting outside. I know like there is a preservation, we need to protect ourselves, but we need to find a solution to get outside because oxygen, breathing is number one. Then there is the sun. We need to take the light, the sun, water. Also, this is a country where the culture is about drink. Okay, I don't drink. I'm not interested in drinking. You can see me drink like a Christmas special event once. Oh, Seb, you've got champagne or you've got wine. Yeah. But then after, I can defy you to see me drinking. I will not drink. I'm not interested. Probably. But you see, I'm not observing myself. I'm just living my thing. As often I say, the time will be the judge. But I completely shift and change the rules of the society towards mine. I've got a few things. Massage also. How many people do massage by themselves, like self-massage? Okay, you see? But if you combine all of them, there is a lot. There is a grounding also. How many go outside, take the shoes off, and walk on the grass? Okay? Then there is, oh my God, I've got a long list of this. Nasal breathing. Mantra. How many people believe in mantra? Raise your hand here. Mantra is very powerful. Some people are not religious, okay? But the more time goes, you start to realize, hey, words are powerful and does something. So all this praise and stuff like that is not like cuckoo. It has a, no, but as I say, for me, I'm not debating with people. I'm just, you do as you want. It's like two roads. You want to go to the right? I'm going to go to the left because I deeply believe in this. Like holy water also. How many people for long like, holy water, what is that? Like, and now they start to study, oh, when you say something to the water, and when you speak to the water, in the molecular level, it changed. Really? oh, now it's a bit bizarre because now it means a little bit now when you start to say something to the water. Now, to ask me what the water does, I have no clue and I don't care. But they start to notice there is something happening here. So you see all this stuff together, water, sun, grounding, eating correctly, also not eating, oh, we need to eat in the morning. And then, no, you eat when you feel you want to eat. You're not hungry. Oh, Seb, you haven't eaten today. I didn't feel I want to eat. Why do I have to eat? See, all this stuff is common sense by your own. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this because we got also body clock. See, when I study, I say, oh, I've got a circadian cycle. We've got body clock. Every cell has got a body clock. When you start to understand, sport is so to the side. We're like amazing machine. And now to go back because you want advice for your health, it's just like, don't follow extreme. The word pushing, we have to be careful with pushing because sometimes we want to be perceived as brave and strong and overcome thing. But for me, it's not about that. It's about harmony and connection. The more like people say, oh, Seb, you look young, but I'm so in harmony and connection. My entire life gravitates around that. So hopefully I answer a little bit. My pleasure. Yeah. Voilà. Thank you.
Voilà. Thank you so much.